So, what's up? What have you been up to lately? What's good?
Well, a few things have been up recently. I recently got a night shift, which is the spookiest of all shifts, so very fitting.
Ooh.
I'm working...
The hauntedest of shifts. SpongeBob SquarePants died on night shift.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what awaits me. No, it's at a gas station, so... I don't know. It's kind of weird. I've never worked one before, so I have to learn all the cigarettes and tobacco products and whatnot. But
you get discounts on the gasoline products?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I know.
What gas station? This is very riveting, but what gas station?
Holiday? I don't know if I think it's a regional thing.
Yeah, we don't have any here.
Yeah.
God. They, Hess completely rebranded and it fucked me up. They rebranded like 6 months ago. Now there's no Hesses and it's all Speedway and it fucks me up.
Those are also very regional. I've never seen those before.
You've never seen a Hess or a Speedway?
Nope.
They're huge. Hess is so big that like there is an annual like Christmas time thing where they sell like the Hess truck in Hess stores for like $20 and it's a different model every year and it's the Hess truck. It's an annual thing and I'm gonna get a quick Hess truck. Google, tell me what a Hess truck. Show me the Hess trucks.
Dark Google, show me the illegal Hess truck.
Yeah, it's like a different design of the truck every year. Last year I think was a fire truck. The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever coming to you this year. The Hess truck's here. Welcome to Fear Baiting, everyone. This is the podcast that we have a name for now.
Yay! We've graduated.
We've graduated. Look, I've already graduated, and we can get through anything if magic made it. Making Kanye references first thing off the jump. We're on iTunes now, also.
Oh, yep. Stitcher, and I don't know if you want to deal with Libsyn. Go to Libsyn and deal with Libsyn.
Yeah, but we should be. I think we're on every major podcasting thing. We should be on Podcatcher, Podcast Addict. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. We're not on Google Play yet, but I think I'm going to be getting that set up soon. I might have actually applied to be on Google Play already. I'm not entirely sure. My memory's a bit foggy because I slammed all the accounts together in a very hasty pace because I was like, okay, got to make a Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, everything. Got to make it all. Got to submit to every single podcasting thing. And I can't remember what I did and did not do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're a Google Play user and you want to listen to us there, let me know and I'll hook you and I'll set us up for that.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're also short our third co-host again for the day because he was not feeling very well, so he decided to sit out and let us just record this on our own.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is unfortunate, but he'll be here next week, so we'll have the whole crew around next time.
Yep. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. If all goes according to plan.
Yep. So what did we watch? What did we watch tonight? I'm acting as though we watched the movie in the same night that we recorded it for the effect of the show. What did we watch tonight, Blair? What did we just get done watching?
Well, it's neither tonight or whatever. But we watched As Above, So Below, which is another.
I mean, Jimmy Buffett says it's 5:00 somewhere. Come on,
well,
it's the good book of Jimmy.
I mean, that's
Is he wrong?
I guess not. I guess it is technically 5:00 at some place.
Thank you. Anyways, oh yeah, we should probably introduce ourselves because...
Oh, fuck yeah, because that's important.
All right. I'm Luna Rogers, trans woman, she, her pronouns. That's me.
I'm Blair Kitsch. I just chill out. Yeah, I just hang.
I was taking a drink of water when you said that and I almost spewed it out of my nose.
Oh my god. My gender is chilling. And just fucking sweet hangs.
Blair Chilling Park in Canada.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've seen that, right? You've seen those pictures?
Oh yeah, Dude Chilling Park. Mm-hmm.
Dude Chilling Park is my favorite. If you've never heard of Dude Chilling Park, go Google it right now. It's just the dumbest thing in the world and I love it so much. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you to spread the gospel of Jimmy Buffett. What did we watch tonight?
We watched As Above, So Below, which is another found footage movie. Yeah. You can see I'm personally, I'm kind of biased towards them.
Yeah, I think in the future,
previously.
I'm going to make sure that my choices for the movies are specifically not found footage, because I'm sure that Blair is going to pick found footage every single time she's at the helm.
I'll try to be diverse, but no promises.
No promises. I like it. Mm-hmm. An attempt at diversity was made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so director, year, what's the deal with this movie? You're taking the reins, because you have to take the reins because this was your pick.
Fuck, let's pop up in the IMDb. No, nothing.
I think it was 2014.
Yeah, I did see it in the theaters, so that's probably true.
Yeah.
I only started watching movies in the theaters.
Oh, before we actually get into the thick of the movie, have you seen the trailers for Don't Breathe yet?
I haven't.
Okay, I think we should pause for a brief second so you can watch that trailer, because I want to talk about it real quick before we get into the movie.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Okay, so what did you think?
Well, it looks really interesting. I would be interested to see. Go ahead.
Oh, go on. You first.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It seems like a very interesting concept.
So the conceit of it, for those of you who didn't watch it, is that it's a home invasion gone wrong horror flick. But the twist is that the guy whose home they're invading is a blind guy. So they do a lot of interesting things where the characters are in the same room as and are can actually see the guy who's trying to hunt them down after they invaded his home. But he can't see them, so it's all about the sound they're making. And it looks really cool, and I think it's going to be the first horror movie that I see in theaters, which is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been particularly attracted to, home invasion movies, But I think it's pretty interesting, conceptually. I don't know. I'll probably see it and give my, opinion on it then. I'm not super excited about it, but, I don't know. I could be impressed by it.
Anyways, so tangent over, back to As Above, So Below.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deets?
The deets. It's kind of... Oh, I've really enjoyed this movie, but it's kind of really super corny. So it takes advantage of the catacombs in Paris, which is an environment that definitely should have if anything should have a horror movie about it, that should be it, because they're fucking spooky as shit, and there's all sorts of whatever down there.
Catacombs, to begin with, is a phrase that it's a word that scares the piss out of me.
Mm-hmm. And there's
you say catacombs, and I just
yeah. And if I recall correctly, I think there's all sorts of videos about cryptids living in the catacombs or whatever. So there's already a sort of mythos build up there, though they don't really rely on that sort of thing. But
yeah, there's no cryptid talk.
No, unfortunately, I would love a cryptid horror movie, but that's neither here nor there. So it does kind of build on the mythology of kind of if you've ever watched any of the Harry Potter movies, like Nicholas Flamel and the Philosopher's Stone, that kind of stuff, and immortality or whatever. So they okay. So the protagonist is a sort of archaeologist chick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lara Croft type.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a whole sort of motley crew of characters. We've got this sort of, I don't even know what to describe him. This
doofy ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, kind of. But I don't think they ever were together. But he does fill that kind of.
I think they were actually. We're talking about George, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he was, because he says at one point that weekend in Turkey was the best of his life, and that's not some that's not some best friend shit. That's some at least not in movies. I've said that to people who I'm friends with IRL, but that's not something you say in movies to someone you're just a friend with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wikipedia lists him as Scarlett's old love interest.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's heavily implied anyway, and they get together sort of in the end. Which ending is wild, but so it is kind of. I think when we were watching it together, you talked about how it was very Indiana Jones, but kind of written by a sixth grader.
Yeah, no, okay. The conceit leading up to when, because like there's like a half hour give or take of like them fumbling around above ground, like decrypting like old texts and shit, like old texts and like translating and like solving clues and shit, not crimes, clues. But but the thing is that like it seems like so jumpy to conclusions. Like whenever Indiana Jones was doing that shit that was like, no, the ancient Incans said this here and that's what they meant. It felt like there was some weight to it. Like he understood what he was talking about. But like this character seems just like she's kind of just like throwing her hat to the wind and just being like, well, this looks kind of right. And with this conclusion I'll jump to this conclusion from there, from which I'll jump to there. And it just seemed like the writing wasn't great, and you said it yourself. Like the horror of it is really good. Like, don't get me wrong, I really liked the second act of this movie. The second act of this movie is phenomenal. Like if I'm evaluating it on like acts alone, Act 1 is a C, Act 2 is an A+, Act 3 is a D.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, we have the George character. We have Benji, who's our cameraman for the first half or so of the movie. We've got Papillion, who is like their quote unquote tour guide, but he doesn't like being called a tour guide for the catacombs. He's a French native. Then he's got his crew, who is Sushi and Zed, his girlfriend and friend, respectively.
Yeah.
And then there's La Taupe, the mole, who disappeared underground prior to the start of the movie.
So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of, like, mythos and whatever that's, like, important to a point, but we're not going to, like, go into the deep, sort of, like, plot points. But I think let's jump right to the most interesting part in the movie is when they first get into the catacombs.
So they're about to, like, enter, and George is like, no, I'm not going down there, and he's, like, about to back out, and then some fucking cop comes out of nowhere, and just fucking tackles one of them. And then they all dive into the catacombs to avoid getting arrested.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're basically like just shoved into the situation. It's eerie before they really even like
get to the supernatural part.
Right, exactly. Like they run
into a group of cultists, which is really fucking unsettling.
Yeah, but there's sort of like an interesting through line here. Like there's this kind of like motif of this girl that Benji keeps picking up on his camera, and he seems to be the only one who's noticing her. He notices her in a party. They're outside of a party earlier in the movie. He notices her in that cult place, and then finally notices her in sort of
chucking him down a shaft. To his death.
Yeah. So it almost seems like this kind of like supernatural like haunting or whatever started happening before the fact.
I really liked that part. It was like there was some like spooky, there was like it was kind of like a hellmouth, like from some Buffy shit, like creepy shit is happening around it, like just creepy shit is drawn to it and is sort of emanating from it. I mean, like the sort, like it doesn't. The analogy doesn't completely go there because I don't remember. I didn't watch all of Buffy, but like I don't remember the Hellmouth being a place you would like dive into. But like,
yeah.
But anyways,
yeah, totally. And yeah, they actually another thought that I was having during this movie was there's this so when they get to the point in the catacombs where Scarlet, the archaeologist woman, wants to go to get the Philosopher's Stone and treasure that's there. There's two ways, and one she sees is much more direct to it, and the other one, Papillon, is like, no, we have to take this one, even if it's less direct. It's also less dangerous, the other one.
I mean, like, the joke that I made, the first thing that came to mind was the scene in Finding Nemo where the school of fish that do impressions tell her to go swim through the trench, not over. And then Marlin's like, fuck that, we're going over. That trench looks scary as piss. Yeah. And then they get stung by a bunch of jellyfish.
Yeah, so exactly the same as Finding Nemo. Basically, literally the same movie.
Literally the exact same movie.
I don't know how they got away with it. And so, so they go through the tunnel that's supposed to be less dangerous, because the first one, La Taupe, who we talked about before, went through the more dangerous one and never came out. So
yeah, and La Taupe was described to us as someone who like knew the tunnels like the back of his hand, and like he specifically avoided that one until his curiosity got the better of him. He went in there and never came out. So they try and go the more the less deadly route, according to Papillon, which is over a giant fucking pile of bones, at which point I would just, like, I'm out, and I would go, like, back the way I came.
Oh my god, yeah. I would have been out ages ago, just to be honest. I wouldn't even be in this situation.
I would just willingly go into the cop's arms and be like, just take me, dude.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't need this. You've made the decision for me. Yeah, so they go into, like, the bone layer. Which is, it's already, you have that sort of tension rising. You have the claustrophobia.
It was really hard for me to watch because, like, I have mild claustrophobia. Like, I had to get an MRI 2 years ago, and I just cried during it, and I couldn't get it done unless it was put in the machine designed for people who weigh 800 pounds. But, like, it was a really difficult scene for me to watch. It's the reason that I never got around to seeing Buried, that Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah. Fuck, I totally lost my train of thought.
So they're going through the bone layer. There's a lot of tension.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension. What adds to it is this. We can also still hear the chorus of like the cult people, and it's just this really unsettling sort of like atonal, like vocalization. So cool.
It's really cool. They do a lot. Once they get into the catacombs, they do a lot of really, really cool shit that I'm in love with. Like the so they keep going through the tunnels, and they go into the bad tunnel after because like they go through the bone, and it's like some fucking Blair Witch Project shit where like they go through and they wind up on the wrong side of the river, but it's the wrong side of the bone tunnel. And they can't go back the way they came because it's collapsing on them, so their only way out is through the deadly zone, which they go through.
And it's definitely, you feel this sort of like circular kind of theme throughout the entire movie. They saw like a tag that Papillon had done on the wall at the beginning of like entering the catacombs again, once they've entered this area, and Scarlet gets pissed off, and so do a couple other people saying, hey, I thought you said you've never been in here before, and he's like, well, I haven't, I don't even know how this is here. So there's definitely this kind of like disorienting, recursive feeling throughout the movie, things get flipped around, and you have to re-experience the same things to get out of whatever. It's very circular,
Yeah, and that kind of relates to the main what ends up being the main crux of the movie, in which all of the characters are forced to like face their demons and like return to demons from their past.
So essentially, what this area of the catacombs is, I think, is supposed to be representative of sort of a hell, and I think it definitely is a very interesting kind of take on that sort of concept, because there's no brimstone and fire. It's just deeply like kind of unsettling, and our first sense of something gone awry, or one of our first senses of something gone awry down there, is we hear a phone ringing, and we're so deep.
We see a phone ringing.
Yeah, I mean, we see it, but we first hear it, and it's like, you hear that in a place.
They explicitly said beforehand, like George, when George is like, when they're preparing to go down, and George is like, no, I'm not going. He's like, call me and tell me what you find. And Papillon's like, no, there's no cell service down there. And like, the biggest problem about that tweet is that George had to be told that there's no cell service in the fucking Paris catacombs.
Well,
like, I don't get cell service in the basement of my digital arts building back at Clarkson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he has too high of hopes for a cell phone, or maybe he's just never seen one before. We don't know.
But yeah, like, we're even told explicitly, like, there shouldn't be any service down there, but, like, there's a rusty, beaten to shit red, like, what are those called? Like, the rotary dial phones?
Yeah.
And it's just, like, it's ringing, and, what's her name? Scarlet picks it up, and who's on the other line?
I think it's supposed to be his dad. I think it's supposed to be her dad.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because the thing is, she her dad was also an archaeologist, also looking after the Philosopher's Stone and stuff like that. And one night he called her and she didn't pick up the phone. And I think either the next day or a few days later, he was found dead, having hanged himself. So she has a great amount of guilt surrounding that.
There's a thing that this movie does that I critiqued the Borderlands or Final Prayer for doing, where like things change when you look at them, like upon repeated viewing. Cause, like there's one scene about like 45 minutes in where Scarlett rounds a corner, sees a noose on the wall, and then her attention is distracted behind her by George or someone, and she turns back, and then she looks again and the noose is gone. I critique Final Prayer for doing that, but I think it actually works really well here, because there's like, they've already set up a conceit of this shit being like, kind of existing outside the bounds of reality in any way, shape, or form. And like,
it makes sense.
It doesn't feel as like cutesy as it did when Final Prayer did it. I forget the name of that movie.
That's fine. No, I totally agree. But I circling back, I think what's really interesting is these things alone, like that, are scary, like the phone ringing, and later we find a piano, are not scary in and of themselves. It's the context surrounding them that makes them scary, which I think is a very good writing decision to make, you know, because like you can put a fucked up guy, you know, anywhere.
You can put a fucked up guy anywhere. I like
that. And I mean, sure, that's scary, but it's like it's not very, you know, mindful, you know, in that sort of way. I think there's something very unsettling about something being so completely out of place as a phone ringing deep inside, like the catacombs of Paris.
It's really good. Again, the second act of this movie is where the bulk of the good stuff in it is, and I honestly can't wait to get to the third part a little bit, because I just want to sink my teeth into it, because it gets really bad. But let's keep going through the second act.
Okay,
because the second act does some really good shit.
Yeah, there's another cool thing happens is they see a piano down there, and George is like, oh, we had one just like this in my home, but like the A4 key like wasn't working, and so he plays like a few keys on it
or something.
Yeah, and then he
busts out Mozart's Fifth.
Yeah, and then he gets to the key, and it's like not working, and it's like, oh fuck, like is this the exact same piano? What the fuck is going on down here? Like this phone was just ringing. Yeah. Or I think, no, they find the piano and then they get actually to the ringing phone.
Yeah, and then, is this before or after Suji bites it?
Oh, this is way before.
Okay. I have a bad memory.
It's okay. It's okay.
Spoiler
I've
alert,
seen this movie a few times, so it's cool. So yeah, they encounter all this sort of stuff, and things seem to be increasingly like warping, you know, in a sort of way.
Yeah.
Things get weirder and weirder. As they continue, they get sort of more. They just keep going forward, and they get more disoriented. At some point, I think fairly early on within their catacombs, they encounter La Taupe again.
Yeah.
So.
And he's like, "You shouldn't have come for me."
And there's this sense that he has changed, you know, because Papillon says he's not like I remember at all. But he sort of becomes their guide through this area, looking as kind of frightened and disoriented as he is himself, you know. And they kind of make these sort of twists and turns throughout the entire movie. It's doing puzzles and stuff like that, and solving riddles.
Again, Lara Croft.
Yeah, exactly. Like this movie fucking loves riddles and like archaic things and translating things that rhyme anyway, even when they're translated.
It's such a stupid thing, because like George translates something from a dead tongue and it like rhymes perfectly in English.
It's like, well, sure, whatever. I guess.
Whatever, sure. I can deal with that. Suspension of disbelief, I guess.
I guess. Suspension of bad writing. Fine. Fuck. So they eventually like, through all these sort of like holes they have to like or jump through, hoops they have to jump through. They find this like dead body of like I think it is supposed to be Nicholas Flamel, like super preserved,
Yeah.
And then she and there when I remember first watching this movie when I watched it in the theaters, and thinking, oh fuck, that body's gonna move, and they never actually do that, but I think everyone else in the room in the movie is thinking the same thing. Like all this fucked up stuff has already been happening. So what's to stop this dead guy who's really well preserved from coming
from just
back
like
to
popping
life?
up and being like, what's up, fuckers?
So, but despite that, Scarlett says we have to all turn our lights off because of some fucking riddle or whatever. And
I thought it was to like preserve battery. Or was that later?
I think that was later.
Okay.
Actually, very soon after this point, because they all turn the lights off, and then we see this like slight glow come from like this sort of puddle of water or something, and so Scarlett's like, "Oh, I have to go in there," and so she does because she's ballsy as fuck or whatever. And she finds we enter this sort of like treasure room, and then I think we go to George's point of view and. Because they all have like GoPros on their head or whatever, and then we see the treasure on one side, and then we turn to see Scarlett, not even looking towards the treasure, but looking towards this sort of mural on the wall on which the Philosopher's Stone is placed.
And I got a really familiar vibe from that scene, and I just realized what it was. The end of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I remember reading an article about that by, God, what the hell was the guy's name? It's going to bug me. I'll look it up in a little bit, but I remember reading an article about how that moment is one of the scariest in cinema because it somehow combines dread and fear, which are almost always mutually exclusive, and it combines them into one moment. And it's reminiscent of that scene, at least.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because I remember when you watched it, you're like, oh, fuck, there's a person there. Oh, wait, it's Scarlett. Oh, wait, what's going on here,
Yeah.
So she says this sort of like mythos about ancient Egypt gods or whatever, and she's like, oh, and here's the Philosopher's Stone is right here, and then they like chisel it out. At the same time, Papillon and his crew are going at the gold and jewels and stuff like that over there,
right.
And she's like, oh fuck, it's a trap, as if that wasn't obvious already. But it's too late. They get the grate off and everything sort of collapses, and so I think they lose all their stuff. That's why, they start conserving the batteries and stuff like that because they lose the bag with the water, the food, and the batteries.
Yeah. And Latope also is presumed to bite it there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even remember how they get out of that area.
The article that I was talking about was Toward an Aesthetics of Cinematic Horror by Stephen J. Schneider.
Okay, nice. So, people can read that on their
It's a really good article. I highly recommend it. Like, it's academia, but it's like, it's legible academia. The guy's talking about horror in academia, but from like a perspective that an idiot like me can understand. Yeah.
No shade. So, they... fuck. So, I think they... I'm trying desperately to remember where they go, because they keep going forward. Yeah, they keep going forward. But the thing is, it's so recursive. Like they backtrack all the time. That it's like
and then I think the next big moment is that like they think that Mole died when the ceiling collapsed, and then they find him, and then he assaults Suji and. Blasts her fucking face in on the ground. Yeah, but it's like they go back to the room with Nicholas Flamel somehow. They kind of. Yeah, but no, that's later though. That's after. Is that? I thought that's when that happened. I feel like she gets the philosopher's. I feel like she gets the. Yeah, no, she gets the stone, and then they realize it's a trap, and then they just like deuce and run out. Yeah, I think no, she gets the stone. Yeah, and things collapse and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and then. No. Suji gets her arm fucked up, and she heals it with the power of the philosopher's stone. Yeah, exactly. I think then they go back. Then they go back to the Nicholas Flamel room, the dead dude room, and the room with the Templar.
And then La Taupe is there. And Sushi is
and then he smashes fucking Sushi's face in with that Johnny Cage fatality.
Yeah. That was probably the most excessive scene. One of the most excessive scenes in this movie. Because we get
the other two, like, we get 3 character deaths in this movie.
Uh-huh.
Right? 3?
Yeah.
And this is the most violent one, and it's just like really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, I believe we get really up close and personal with that sort of death, you know? And it's not quick. It happens, like, her head it's a head trauma, basically, and her head gets pounded down a couple times. So it's like, if you have a problem with those kind of, like, sights or noises, like, probably skip past that a little bit.
Yeah, once after the cave collapses, once you see La Taupe again, tab out and just be like, I'll come back in 20 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They continue on, and it's like I said, it's so hard to remember what happens because it's sort of like this. It makes sense as like a sort of disorienting thing, but I think what we should jump to instead of recounting how like everyone dies because.
Well, I think that we should talk a little bit about how everyone dies, just because.
Yeah. Let's just
it's interesting and thematic because the other 2 people that die are Benji and Papillon.
Papillon.
So Benji is like he's upfitting with his camera, and we see like the weird woman from the cult walk behind him, but he doesn't see it, and it's a really fucking cool shot. And it's like super easy to miss because like it's a really low light shot, and where she's walking is especially low light, so it's really easy to miss. And I missed it the first time, and I almost missed it the second time. And then there's a really good jump scare when Benji turns around, and there's a woman there, and she pushes him down the shaft, and he's like done. And then the other death is they encounter a burning car with a passenger in it, and Papillon is like magically pulled towards it against his will, and despite the help from Scarlett and George, he is pulled into the car and sucked into the ground. And it's really cool looking. It's a really cool effect. He gets like the one. It's kind of goofy though because he gets his feet stuck out of the ground. He didn't get fully pulled in. His feet are still sticking out.
I think that seeing that is equal parts goofy and very cool. You know.
It's very unsettling, but it's also very goofy when I look back on it.
Yeah, totally. Like in the moment, I was like, "Oh, that shit is so cool." But yeah, definitely looking back, I actually kind of want to talk about Benji's death a little bit more because we all have I think we all have sort of reasons for like, or maybe not. I think we have only like a sort of reason for Papillon's death, you know? Because
actually, I had a theory about this. My theory was that the mole, La Taupe, was actually like an ex-lover of Suji who she spurned and like she failed to atone for it, and just like she ditched him for Papillon, and like that. I mean, there's nothing really in canon to back it up except the fact that La Taupe is the only person they see down there who was not part of the party that went in. I mean, like we do see the cult woman, but it's unclear as to whether or not she's like an actual person or an apparition or just like something. Because Benji's really the only one that sees her. But like that's my theory about Papillon, or that's my theory about Suji.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like Benji has any sort of like grief, like plaguing him.
Benji has no grief. He's just like, like the biggest grief I can imagine is like, I wish I kind of talked to that girl before I came down to these death catacombs.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have as talked about before, Scarlett feeling responsible for her father's death, Papillon feeling responsible for his brother's death, and George feeling also responsible for his brother's death.
And then Zed with his child that he refuses to acknowledge as his.
Yeah.
Which seems a bit tame compared to the rest of the shit that everyone did.
Yeah.
I'm not to downplay the shittiness of being a deadbeat dad, but like when you're comparing it to the other 3 people whose traumas we see, whose like past we see, in which they just let people die. It feels a little bit light.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really hold up to the same sort of like a level. Yeah. But whatever, I'll accept it.
I get that they wanted to like add some variance, but like.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take it. Whatever. I mean, it makes more sense than just Benji just like fucking beefing it or whatever.
Yeah, Benji just like fucking bites it. Like that cult just had it out for him.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Benji.
So we have all these character deaths. We have these sort of increasingly like malicious experiences.
Charlotte gets pulled into a pool of blood by a bunch of hands. George sees his brother drowning underneath a pile of bones, and that was like haunting. That was really cool. That part,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have what was I talked about earlier about you can just put a freaky guy anywhere. They kind of do that here.
They do, and also they have one of the cheat. Like they have one. Like I said earlier, that the second act is an A+. It's not. It's an A because of one jump scare, and it's the cheesiest thing in the fucking world.
Which one?
The one where okay, so closer to the end. We get Scarlet going back on a bit of a journey to like return the Philosopher's Stone because she realizes that it's not the real treasure, much like the golden ship wasn't also the real treasure. That she discovers she reasons that the Philosopher's Stone is also not really what she needs, and the tunnel is punishing her for trying to take it. So she goes back on a solo mission, and she finds a hanging corpse, and it looks like her father. And then she takes, there's like a mask, there's like a burlap sack over his head. She takes out the mask, and then it's Scarlet's face screaming at us. And it's a really dopey jump scare. And it's just like, it's really trite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this is the point where the movie goes from pretty good to,
kind
really
of corny and not awesome.
I don't think kind of is...
So, the big reveal...
Listen, Blair, listen, I know you love this movie, and the second act is really good, but kind of corny is too much of an understatement for me to be okay with.
It's pretty corny.
So what happens is... Oh, you do the honors.
Okay, so fucking the twist is she puts the Philosopher's Stone back, and then she sees this golden mirror on the fucking mural, and she wipes it away, and she's like, it's me. The magic was within me the whole time. And
and
so
then she goes back and magically heals Benji's wounds. And
because as above, so below essentially means what I perceive the world to be, so it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
What is inside is outside, So,
I mean, thematically, it kind of fits, I guess, but like, it's like the magic was in you all along is a joke ending to movies that I use as a punchline. Like,
yeah, no, totally.
So unnecessarily hokey.
I know it was pretty bad. I remember, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, really? That kind of thing. I do want to jump back for a second because
sorry.
No, it's okay. Because this is another kind of like symptom of like the hokiness that increases because we see this like dude in a hood sitting on a chair, and he stands up and he's just super tall and has a white face, so it's like Slender Man cool. I don't know. It's just
right.
like
I forgot about the jump scare where they're attacked by the statue.
Oh yeah, I think that was cool.
It was cool. I won't deny that, but like, I don't see like everything that attacks them or like goes after them in the catacombs has a reason or a backing for it. Like there's a reason that Benji, like they try and lure George to his death by trying to dive after his brother. There's a reason that. But there's the reason that the guy in the car drags Papillon into the burning car.
Yeah.
Why is Statue Man trying to kill them?
Fuck, who cares? Yeah, basically, I don't know.
Oh, that there's a big spike in my audacity for that one.
I appreciate this movie's effort to be mindful. And it does in some cases, probably more than most horror movies do. And I think that's why our standards for these like attacks or even deaths are so high, because it's like, oh, there's supposed to be a mindful and purposefulness to these instances.
No, definitely.
And so when it doesn't follow through with it, it's like, oh, well, I mean, why even bother, you know?
Yeah. Like, I honestly can't think of a reason that there's like that statue.
Other than to be just, like, scary, you know?
Yeah, other than, like, because the other scares in this movie are earned. Like, as much as I'll admit the hokiness of Scarlett taking off the burlap sack on her father's corpse, and it's her, like, that was an earned scare. The scare when, all the other scares feel like, all the other scary shit in this movie feels like it deserves to be there, like it has a place.
Yeah.
Except for scary chalk-faced statue man.
Yeah, exactly. So she she circles around. Another recursive thing. She comes back. She definitely wills the scary stuff to go away, which is like very kind of like a lucid dreamy kind of whatever. And then she like just heals George with her own will, and then kisses him, and it's so hokey, and so unnecessary. And I'm like, this is a horror movie, not a fucking rom-com. Like, just stop. Like, Nicholas Sparks did not write this script. Like,
you're a bird, I'm a bird, George.
Yeah.
If you're 10,000 feet underground, I'm 10,000 feet underground.
And I think, the thing is, they keep going down deeper and deeper and deeper to a point where there's no way they could be this deep, because they would be like at the core of the earth.
Yeah, and then are we at the end? Are we at like the part where they get out now?
Yeah, let's get there, because we
talked a lot about this movie. Anyway, so they jumped on a giant fucking hole, and it's like, what did you compare it to?
Oh fuck! I totally forgot I made this like fucking shitty reference. I said it felt a lot like.
Go on.
No, I said it felt a lot like the Spy Kids 2. There's like this tunnel that feels like it goes, and because they just fall and fall and fall, and when they fall, like they're not hurt or anything,
Yeah,
so it's
land,
like
they're not hurt.
Yeah, so and then the ending to this,
they find a manhole cover.
Yeah, the ending to this movie is interesting because they push up this manhole cover, and it's like. Yeah. Oh, but gravity's kind of disoriented,
They push down the manhole cover.
Oh, yeah. They push it down, or up, actually, depending on where you look at it.
Yeah, it's really disorienting. It's really cool. I really like the way they did this.
Mm-hmm. It's ended on a kind of a quiet note, which I think I appreciate.
They get out, they have a group hug, Zed walks off into the distance.
And then they kind of both look lost in their own ways,
And then there's like a clip of Scarlett in front of a dig site, just like talking normally.
Yeah, because it's. I think obviously that clip comes before she experiences all this. She wants to seek out the truth, is what she's saying, and so it's very interesting.
So yeah, that's As Above, So Below. Mm-hmm. Directed by John Eric Dowdle, who I'm going to take a quick look, see if there's anything else he's directed that I would recognize. I'm just curious. Right. He directed the Poughkeepsie tapes. I've heard that name.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Oh my god, this guy fucking directed Devil. Of course he did. I'm not even. Have you seen Devil?
I haven't seen Devil.
Okay, the way that the hero beats the demon in Devil is by confessing to his sins, which is exactly how the characters. It's the exact. Like, I made this comparison while we were watching it yesterday, and I mean when we were watching it earlier today.
Oh my god!
And I made that comparison, not knowing that it was the same director. But yeah, I've heard the name of the Poughkeepsie tapes before.
You've
seen that, haven't you?
I haven't seen it. I think Reno has. I think he has a pretty low opinion of it.
Okay. He also directed Quarantine.
So and the sequel to Quarantine.
The sequel to Quarantine?
Oh no, he wrote the sequel to Quarantine.
Oh, okay. He also directed that. He also directed that Owen Wilson movie, No Escape.
Oh sure, I've never seen it, but
did you see the trailers for it? Mm-mm. It was the one where Owen Wilson and his family are in like on a vacation in like some fucking like where do they go? Some Southeast Asian country, and then like there's some like serious political uprising that happens while they're there, and then like Owen Wilson has to go full hero mode and save his family.
Sure, sounds racist.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's As Above, So Below. You want to get into like final judgments of the movie?
Yeah, sure. Let's give it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, we're still working on coming up with a more funny scale for this.
Yeah, I don't know. Jokes are fake anyway. So I would probably give this maybe like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8. Probably, I don't know. Like, I love the idea. I love the concept so much.
No,
I don't think it follows through as strongly as it should.
No, it's like The Paris catacombs, it's really good that they utilized them. I really appreciated that. Again, the second act is phenomenal, but like, the first act is so like, it's like amateurs writing Indiana Jones. Like, that's the only way I can think about it. And like, that takes away so much for me. And the ending is so like I'm not gonna give it too low of a rating because the second act again is really fucking good.
Yeah,
but like I think the highest I can go is 7 on this. Really.
Yeah, that's honestly fair.
I think you might just be a bit biased because you stand for this movie so fucking.
Oh my
hard.
god, no! I just had so much fun watching it. Maybe it's not a good movie, but it certainly is a fun movie. You know?
Yeah, no, I definitely had fun with it.
Yeah, if you're looking for a fun horror movie to watch, I definitely would recommend this one.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right.
So,
yeah. So
what do we do next? I forget.
Now we do recommendations.
Oh fuck yeah. Shit.
So do you need some time to come up with one? Because I've got a couple.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I've got 2 that I'm gonna recommend. The first one is the Zero Escape video game series, 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and Virtue's Last Reward. It's a if you guys remember any of the point and click escape the room games from like that were Flash games in the like
oh sure, I'm like obsessed with those.
Yeah, that's basically the gameplay of the game, and it's like got a super deep visual novel like tied to it. And it does some really like something that I've literally never seen in video games before. It does them like specifically related to time travel and alternate timelines. And I'm not going to spoil too much because I can't really go much more into detail about that without spoiling it. But like 999, you don't have to play it. There's a visual novel version of it. I'm pretty sure it's on iOS. I recommend just getting through that and just like reading it because the gameplay is so at best. But Virtue's Last Reward is an absolutely phenomenal game. It's like, I remember when I first got it 3 years ago, I sunk like 30 hours into it. Like,
oh, nice.
Not break. And like, I have ADD out the ass, so it's almost impossible for me to spend that much time on a game unless I absolutely love it. Like, the only other games I've spent that much time on are Metroid Fusion and Resident Evil 4.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just can't recommend the series enough. The third iteration in the series, Zero Time Dilemma, is coming out in a month, and I'm so fucking excited for it.
Hell yeah.
40 days. That's all it is.
Nice.
I got my pre-order set. But yeah, so yeah, that's my first recommendation.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Fuck.
Yeah, I have a second one if you don't.
So are we doing like just a standard recommendation and a horror recommendation?
Yeah. No,
okay.
You can recommend whatever the fuck you want. Like I've only got 2 for the sake of having 2. So like you can do, if you just have 1, it's fine. Doesn't have to be
I don't know. Like I'm thinking about it. Because what I've been into recently is kind of embarrassing because it has been RuPaul's Drag Race, which is a very bad reality TV show.
Yeah, I hate RuPaul.
I do not like RuPaul at all, but fuck, the contestants are so good. Some of them.
That's what I've heard, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, someone who like so vehemently defends their use of the T slur, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like, I don't judge you and I don't really judge anyone for being into it, but like, it's just not my bag and I want to stay away from it.
No, definitely. I totally get that. But fuck yeah, Rue is just the worst. But as season 8 is particularly was particularly good for me because it was less focused on like the queens seem more interested in like being chill and like helping one another than like creating drama. So like it literally was. That. Yeah, it literally was RuPaul's best friend race, you know? Because, I don't know,
wait,
it's
is Drag Race supposed to be like a double entendre, or it means like, obviously, you know, doing drag, but also like dragging your opponents?
Because I think that also is like an aspect of this sort of like both drag culture and sort of like a sister culture to it, like sort of like ballroom Vogue culture, because reading and dragging one another is kind of like part of those kind of cultures.
Okay.
So, I mean, definitely that's an aspect of it. I think it's got layers. It's got layers. But it's so high concept this season. It's like artistry. Like, it's not just, like drag, it's like art, So that's what I've been into. Judge me at your own free will.
Listen, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade.
Shut up.
The other thing I've been really into lately is Postgame of Thrones is a podcast that my friend Brooks and his Brooks.
Kind of.
My friend Brooks and his friend Eddie do about Game of Thrones, and I have a very weird. I'm a podcast junkie, but like I listen to my stuff in a queue. Like I just listen to everything in the order that it came out in. So like even if there's a new episode of like Stop Podcasting Yourself or something, I'm gonna listen to the fourth most recent episode because it's the most recent one that I haven't heard yet. So like I'm gonna go through the order. But like the highest praise I can laud upon Post Game of Thrones that is like it jumps that queue. When there's a new episode out of Post Game of Thrones, I listen to it first thing. I don't like wait until I get to it in my queue. It shares the spot with like it, Limited Resources, and my brother and me. Like those are the only 3 podcasts that I really do that with. It's absolutely hilarious. Like, if you like My Brother and Me, you'll like this show because they're really heavily influenced by it. And they don't make any illusions as though they haven't been. It's from the perspective of a pair of guys who love the books in the Song of Ice and Fire series and absolutely despise what the show has done to the books.
So I've had this not recommended, but like I know people who have like listened to it before. Do I have to have any working knowledge of the show to listen to it, or can I just like jump in balls deep or whatever?
You can just jump in at their season 1 episode, which is the first episode that they have on their podcast feed, and you will be fine. They talk about the show in enough detail that you're not really going to be lost.
Sure.
They do like make some obscure references, but like if you're not like going to be completely lost if you don't get them, and if you really want to understand them, you can just like pop over into Google and just be like, "Yo, what's up, Google?"
Because I do enjoy Brooks's, because not close friends, but like I see his web presence, you know, and like I enjoy his like sense of humor and content and stuff like that. So I would have loved to listen to a podcast, you know, by him.
Yeah, no, it's honestly like. I listen to it. I mean, I'm a huge Song of Ice and Fire fan myself. Like, I'm working on a second read through the books right now. And I mean, that's one of the main reasons that I got into the show. But, like, I really recommend the show for anyone who, like, just, like, it's really funny. Like, it's a good show. And it's, like, I always like people who are talking about things that they love being turned into things that they hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my recommendation. So, Zero Escape, RuPaul's Drag Race, and Post Game of Thrones.
Yeah, a veritable goldmine of culture here.
Yep. So, before we get into our housekeeping, what are we going to watch next week?
I think we're planning.
Actually, no, it's my pick.
It is your pick.
Yeah, because we were going to do The Witch, but Reno said to push that back. So we're going to be watching Hellraiser, because it's one of the horror movies that, like, I've wanted to get into. I wanted to, like, kind of get into the series, because, like, I really like the designs, and, like, I like Clyde Barker, but I never really got into. So, you know, going to get into it. So next week's Hellraiser.
Yep. Join our watching party. Or whatever. That's not a thing. But just, like...
It's not.
It's not a thing, but I don't know. Just pretend it is. Watch it by yourself, like, and pretend you're watching with us.
We'll tweet when we start watching it, and then you can find it on Netflix and start watching it when we do.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a watching party that you're not at our party, though.
Yeah, exactly. You can dream. You'll never hang out with stars like us, but you can dream.
Yeah. Stars like us. Anyways, so housekeeping. We can be, if you want to reach our official account, we have a Twitter, which is at FearBaitingPod. That's FearBaitingPod. Our Tumblr is fearbaiting.tumblr.com. We have a Gmail, which is just fearbaiting@gmail.com. And Blair, where can people reach you if they want to reach you directly?
You can find me at Twitter at Blair Kitsch, just BILARKITSCH.
I think you threw an extra I in that, Blair, but...
that's fine.
Blair Kitsch.
Yep. Or you can find me at Tumblr, if I'm there.
You're not.
I'm not, but I am. I don't know. At Poostnight, that's POOSTNIGHT805.tumblr.com. Look at some cool pictures I've reblogged.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much all you post nowadays.
Yeah.
You can find me on Tumblr, chiesatanakas.tumblr.com, or you can find me on Twitter, which is at Grandpa Piss, and I'm starting to use that a little bit more frequently now. I'm really considering changing my handle on Twitter, because while I do love Grandpa Piss, I feel like it's not, like, in sync with my web brand.
Fuck it, I think it's completely in sync with your web brand.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Alright, so, is there anything else we got to talk about?
Fuck no. I think
we're on iTunes. I checked before we started. We're on iTunes now.
Nice.
So if you want to rate and review us on there, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just give us those 5 stars. We love it.
Do we have an exit strategy for our show? Like, how do we...
I think we just run out of the room as fast as we can. Before anyone notices.
On 3, 2, 1...